You are listening to
Marty and the Breaux. There's so many little things I didn't realize were, just racism until I moved to Austin, got away from Houston, seeing how police, operated differently here than in Houston in certain ways. Like I told you a story, right before I moved here, about 2 months before I moved out here, man, I was living right behind NRG Stadium, and I never told you about this part of it. It was so weird, but this is back when, right after we had fought for HJR 146. Right around that time, right? And for reference, HJR 146 was just trying to get money out of politics, right? So right around that time, we had I was living in these apartment complexes right behind that stadium, and it was not the best of neighborhoods, I guess you could say. It was just predominantly black neighborhood, and there's a lot of police. It was a very heavy.
By the way, about 25 years earlier, I lived in that same neighborhood too.
Really?
Probably, it could have been the same street, but it was 25 years prior, a generation and a half prior.
That's crazy.
I lived right there too. I had an apartment. I had a roommate. In fact, a black roommate. I had a black roommate, and I lived on that street. But he was a guy that I worked with at Farrell's Ice Cream Parlor in the Galleria. I don't know if you're old enough to remember Farrell's Ice Cream Parlor, but it was right on the same floor. It's the same floor as the ice rink.
Okay.
And it was Farrell's Ice Cream Parlor. His name was Norman Pfeiffer. I'm going to snitch on Norman Pfeiffer. Norman Pfeiffer, where are you? I would love for Norman Pfeiffer to watch this show.
You remember his last name? That's crazy.
Yeah, Pfeiffer. I think it was Norman Pfeiffer, for sure. Yeah, but he and I were roommates because we were both needed a place to stay, and we got an apartment there. And probably for only maybe 6 months or less than a year, probably. And then we went our separate ways. But anyway, I lived in your neighborhood, so I know that neighborhood. But 25 years earlier, it wasn't considered to be the black neighborhood. I guess maybe I had a black roommate, but I don't know. It just wasn't an issue in my mind.
That's crazy. But yeah, no, it's definitely
I'm weird like that.
They're called, man, there's a Papados across the freeway right there, right? You know what they call it, right? That Papados across the freeway?
No, what do they call it?
They call it Niggados. Because that's where all the black people go. Oh. True story, yeah. I worked there for 3 months.
Who calls it that? Who calls it that?
Everybody. Everybody calls it niggados. Because Papados is Papados, but niggados, that's the one off 610. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's that one, right? Yeah. So I'm telling you, it's a black area. It's a black, everybody who worked there. Like I said, I worked there for 3 months, man, and it was definitely nothing but black. I think there was like 2 white people that worked there. All the people that dined there were black. It was definitely niggados. Wow. Yeah. I liked it. It was cool. I'm lying. Fuck the organization. Fuck Papados as a artist, as a crew, and as a motherfucking record label. You know what I mean? Like, no, but it was ridiculous. It was that was
anyway. Okay, yeah. Where were we? We were talking about that neighborhood because you were saying an incident.
Okay, in that neighborhood. So long story short, on the incident, I got stopped by the police, and this was you get stopped every all the time, but at this moment, it left my paranoia.
I don't get stopped all the time. But you listen to this. I was thinking about this the other day. You and I hang out here and there, right? We don't hang out every day because we live in different states right now.
Yeah.
But I have been stopped by the police, I think 3 times, like in the last 25 years. All 3 times, you and I were in the car.
That's crazy. Really? I didn't know that. Yeah. I remember all 3 times.
I know. But there have been no other times that I've been stopped by the police in the last 2 decades. Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, man. I get it. So I don't even like leaving the house, but whatever. It's straight up. Like,
I remember the first time we were in the car and we got stopped, and you were like, "I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. Dude. I'm so sorry. I'm going to jail. I know I'm going to jail." And I'm like, why would you think you're going to jail? We're just driving on this road. We were in Pedernales County, I think. And
I'm trying to remember.
I remember the times at least.
I remember we were
at the time we went to the park.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I was going to jail. I mean, why is he stopping us? You know what I mean?
I know.
I was like, I'm going to jail.
Anyway, I know. But what was interesting about it was was your reaction versus my reaction.
Yeah.
Your reaction was informed by your experience.
Yeah.
My reaction to the cop stopping me was informed by my experience. And I was like, okay, let's see what he's going to say. And you're like, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry, dude. I'm really sorry. We're going to jail. I'm going to jail. I'm like, why would you be going to jail? Just because every time, like you were saying that you've been to jail, like how many total times for ridiculousness?
I'm not trying to be like, oh, too many times to count, but it's hard to remember. Like I told you, I've been arrested for sure 4 times on that moped here in Austin, right? In Houston, it was just every other. I would just, it was all the time. Definitely double digits, like 16 maybe, being, trying to be honest, just, picked up and overnight 3-day stay, because, I'm not supposed to be driving or something, like I'm trying to get, to and from work, just always something, what I'm saying? There's always something. And like, that's what happened. It's literally like, getting back to the story real quick.
Get back to the story here. So you got stopped by the cops in your neighborhood.
I get stopped. Yeah. I get stopped by the cops. This in the manner in which they stopped me. Right. So I'm walking down the street. Walking down the street. Cause remember, I can't, not driving, walking down the street, walking to the corner store and just get some cigars, what I'm saying? They stopped me. Matter of fact, they should have stopped me earlier. They would have caught me with some weed or something on me, just so happened, they had been a little sooner out, they would have got me, right? But, I'm walking to go get some cigars, I was like, all right, I ran out of cigars. I was thinking about get some beers too, right? So I was walking to the corner store and they just roll up on me. They kind of pull up, when they stop, they pull up on the sidewalk, right, and stop me, stop me from keep walking, right, and then they jump out and they hands up, freeze right there. So I stop and I put my hands up and they put your hands on the hood. Now this was a little more aggressive than I'm normally used to, but not more aggressive than than that's happened. Does that make sense? So, So like they stopped me. I've been stopped like this before by HPD, but it's been a while. Let's put it like that. So I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking like, okay, maybe something happened around here or something, and they, somebody pulled some, robbery or something around here. Okay, bet, fine. So I get up there, hands on, they start patting me down, right? They pat me down. They're not telling me anything. And mind you, I'm not one of those like, why are you stopping me? What is this for? What is this? I'm not even saying nothing. I'm just there. I had headphones in, you know what I mean? The headphones, they knocked the headphones out by this point. I'm not saying anything to them because I don't know. You don't say, the best thing to do is shut the hell up. You know what I mean? Because they have all power in that situation. I'm just trying to make it, right? You know what I'm saying? Cussing them out is just going to get me beat up.
2 cops? Are they both white?
Yeah. So there's more than 2. There's like 3 cars. There was like 3 cars. And a situation like that, it gets hard to just, in all honesty, it's a very harrowing, like it's hard to, I'm not counting cops. Yeah. I'm just focused on, I'm kind of like, I remember being 3 cars, you know what I mean? The first one came in and, you kind of, I'm very tunnel vision, if that makes sense. And, as you're looking around, you can see, yeah, exactly. So, where it starts getting really intense is they were like, okay, take your shirt off. Literally, they asked me to take my shirt off. I was like, oh shit, okay. So I took my shirt off and they start taking pictures of my tattoos, right? And then they start commenting on them. They're like, oh yeah, because I have a tree on my arm. It's the tree of, literally it says the prodigal son. It's the tree of knowledge, it's tree of knowledge from the Bible. And it has a scripture, Luke 15 through 11 through 32, which is the prodigal son scripture. If you know anything about it, it's just quick story on it. Where they get that saying, I was once lost, now I'm found, I guess that's the Star Spangled Banner, whatever the hell that song is, whatever. Well, that's where we get that saying from. Whatever the song, whatever. I don't care about American, propaganda, whatever propagandistic hymn it is, that I was once lost, now I'm found. That's where that comes from. It is Osei Kenji, whatever. Okay, now I'm thinking, all right, whatever. So that part comes from the Bible. That's that hill on the prodigal son, where it's Jesus told a parable where he got God basically, all lost children get, God, if you're a lost child, you saying you can be found through Christ and blah, blah, blah. Right. I love the idea, the symbolism of it. So that's why I got it tatted on my arm. Right. And I have the tree of knowledge with Satan on the tree. It's literally all it is. Right. The scripture on and everything. They see it. They're like, oh, treetop Pyru. Right. Bet. We know. Yeah. We know all about you.
What?
Okay. It's a gang. It's a gang. So Pyru, treetop Pyru. I don't really, it's a blood gang, whatever.
Careful. Careful.
Yeah, right. I mean, I'm not. You can Wikipedia this. I mean, the internet now. Yeah, if you wonder what a treetop pyro is, you can Google it. You know what I'm saying? At these days, right? Yeah,
so
but
Treetop Pyro is a gang in Houston.
no, more than just Houston. Yeah, but it's a gang.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's a network. Okay.
yeah, big gang, right? You know what I mean? And they're like, yeah, we know exactly who you are. We know all about you. Mind you, even when I did bang, it was say I was on the blue side, son. So I'm just listening to him spew his bullshit, like, and I'm just like, this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, I'm listening to him. I'm not saying nothing because I'm like, all right, bro. Like that's all. Actually, I think that's what I said. I'm just kind of. I just want to go to the store. I'm trying to get high. Like, what I'm saying? So they hit me up and, I'm dealing with all this shit. They ask me questions. They're like, you have anything on you? Matter of fact, they caught me coming back from the store. I had cigars on me. So they were like, where's the weed? Where's this? Where's that? I was just like, I don't have nothing, bro. I was like, why you have these cigars? Like, I smoke cigars. They're like, you just smoke cigars. I cut them open now. Yeah, no, I'm smoking just like that.
A router.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, right. You know what I mean? It's so, but those
real quick. I had asked Marty to help me return a router at a house that I sold, and he was like, "All right, I just want you to get the router, take it to FedEx. Is it get the router, take it to FedEx because I'm in a different state these days." And he was like, "I don't know, man. That could be trouble." I was like, "Why would that be trouble? If I get stopped, they're gonna be like, where are you going?" Right? I'm going to FedEx for this router. Oh, you say you got a router? So that's been a little inside joke. Anyway, so you got some cigars with you. In this case, it's not a router, but they're like cigars, huh?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna smoke them. That's why I bought them. So it's not illegal. They sell them at the store. You know what I'm saying? So they're literally, just harassing me and stuff. And that was actually the moment for me where I was just, I can't do this anymore. In Houston, it was just like, because like I said, they just ran down on me, and it got me real paranoid. Because remember, at this time, this is when I was going to Boris.
Starting to spiral.
I was, I had just gotten, I had been going to Boris Miles' office every other day. I started getting a little paranoid about, I was like, why would they stop me like this randomly like that? And remember, we just tried to fight for, try to get money out of politics. So I was, you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
and Boris Miles, for anybody, he was the representative of that district. And so, of Marty's district. He was
He
still is. The representative, state representative at the state capitol in Texas, not the national capital. He's a state representative, Boris Miles, and Marty was going into his office and talking to him about this bill. And so you're thinking he sent his people?
I don't know. I'm paranoid, right? I'm like, this is all around the same time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, I'm freaking out. I'm like, I can't do this Houston shit anymore. The police keep harassing me. It might be this guy. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm trying to fight to get, I'm on team. Like, I started thinking like, man, screw this dude, man. Like, he's in the district. I started noticing because he owned the whole block, like where his office is, his office building. He owns that building and the entire block that building's in. The whole, like, that's all. I don't know. It's corrupt. That's you don't, you don't get something like that without, making some deals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I don't want to get too sidetracked with Boris Miles because I don't want him coming after me, sending his thugs after me too. But what was go back to the story. So what happened?
Yeah. So long story short, they hit me up. I didn't have anything on me, so they can't really, they don't arrest me that day. You know what I mean? They just hold me up. I think I was in the cop car about an hour. Ran everything. I didn't have anything on me at the time. They noticed that they just kept asking me questions. So I have a record, so they wanted to ask me all kinds of questions, ask me where I lived, all these. It was just harassing me for the whole time. And if everybody knows, you just don't talk to police. You just don't talk to them. That's the less information you give them, the less they have to go on. Like, everything you tell them, they can and will use. I mean, literally can and will use against you, right? You know what I mean? So if there's no information you can give them that will help you, not one bit of information, I only told them as much to not get my ass whooped. That's literally, like, you know what I mean? Like, I talked enough for them not to be annoyed thinking I was, bullshitting, and they, they had the, they took me to some back alley. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's where I was just like, like they, they're already about to search me. I'll tell them my name. I'll give them my ID. I'll keep it cordial there, but I'm not, we're not having conversations out here. You know what I mean? So that was, and it was just terrible, man. Like I said, it was, and that's not like, that particular incident was kind of unique in so far as that I was walking down the street and they pulled up on with 3 cop cars. It doesn't happen every day, but like I was telling you,
offer you any explanation?
no, no, they don't.
So in the end, they were like, okay, you can go.
Yeah, they
cigars.
Yeah, they were just like, all right, yeah, you can get out of here, you know, and that's how they ended. There's no like apologies. There's never any of that. They don't. Yeah, never that. Yeah. Never. No, it will never happen.
You know, man, and that's just one of the dozens of times that you have been detained.
Exactly. I'm not even special. It's not even like I was at this time. I wasn't even thugging. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like I was running the streets at this time. You know what I mean? There was times in my life where that was the case. You know, I'm just a guy working at a restaurant. You know, going to go cop a few guards to smoke some weed at his house. You know what I mean? Like that was all. I was just a regular ass working. You know what I mean? Contributing society ass dude. You know what I mean? At this time, and they were like, and so there's
must
people
be up to something.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, you like what you just saw? Make sure you like, share, subscribe so the algorithms can algorithm or whatever sorcery they do. Follow us on our socials, links all down in the description, and let's keep rocking.